Committed to Miramar is a weekly radio talk show hosted by Commissioner Darlene Riggs and longtime Miramarian Sherry Abden. The purpose of Committed to Miramar is to keep you in tune with what's happening in the beautiful city of Miramar, covering topics from healthcare, entertainment, employment, to education, politics, and much more. Tune in every Wednesday at 5 p.m. to Radio Unilatina USA. Use hashtag Committed to Miramar.
Hello, Miramarians. I'm Commissioner Darlene Riggs, Commissioner of the beautiful, beautiful city of Miramar. Welcome to Committed to Miramar. And I'm here with
Sherry Abden, her co-host. Hello, Miramar.
Miramarians. Today is all about motivating, inspiring, and empowering. So we have a very, very special guest here today, and I'm ready to laugh and get motivated and get inspired. And get empowered. You know, so funny. I ran into someone just now, and who will remain nameless, but who's a co-host. And you know, we both walked in. We're like, "You look as tired as I do." I'm like, "Yeah, and it's Monday. That can't be good." So I am ready. I want to introduce you to our very special guest, Miss Chanel Fair, who is a life coach, an author, a speaker, very, very powerful woman. So I'm looking forward to you motivating me. No, I want to read a little bit of your bio, and then I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to our Miramarians. So listen up, Miramarians. Miss Chanel Fair is a wife, mom of 4 beautiful children, board certified life coach, speaker, and author of Believe Yourself, Manifest the Best You. She is the founder of Believe in Yourself community, in which she works to empower, inspire, and motivate women and young girls. Chanel Fair prides herself in motivating the masses and fully believe in themselves and live life confidently, fearlessly, energetically. Love that. Oh my goodness. Miss Fair, introduce yourself to our Miramarians.
Hello, the beautiful city of Miramar. I love when you say that. It's beautiful, beautiful. I'm like, okay. No.
It sure is. I believe every word.
It is, but it really is. And my name is Chanel Fair. I am an author, speaker, and life coach. I am a mom of 4 as well as a wife. And I'm truly excited to be here. Being a alumni from high school, you know.
Yeah, we got to stick together.
Yes.
You know, the class of recently.
We're right there. We're not going to say the year. Yes.
No, I am proud to be a Miramarian, to be a graduate of Miramar High, just like you. When I read that in the book, I was like, oh, right. I love your book. And we are actually, before we dig into the book question, you're very unique. So what's the story behind the name?
Well, the story behind the name, I've never had that question asked.
Oh, Fair.
Favorite humor, are you number 5?
I'm number 1.
Fair. You know, your mom, you never asked your mom what the story behind the name?
Okay, so let me...
Okay.
So there's a real story. So the real story is that my last name is actually Fairclough.
Oh.
So I dropped the Clough and I kept the Fair because I'm like, that's easy, it's quick, it's nice, you know. And then
catchy too.
It's very catchy. But then my dad, he called me like, "Hey, what's up?" I only did it on Facebook. Like, this was before, you know. Hey, listen. I'm like, "Dad, do you realize?" Listen, I'm like, "Dad, it's okay. I'm still Chanel Fairclough. Okay, don't be, you know, discouraged."
That's interesting.
But let's just drop the Clough and keep the Fair. And to be honest, I absolutely love it.
Flows
I do.
Very nice.
I think so too. Yeah. I think because being in school, that's my maiden name. So being in school, because it was like butchered all these years, it was like Fairclough, Fairclothing else, and I was just like, please just keep it to Fair. Like, we're just gonna leave it there. So that's the story behind it.
Well, I think that was a good story. See, I didn't know I didn't know that was the story behind it. I thought maybe something your mom decided, or
Nope, it's on me.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so now we can dig into the book. Now that we know the story behind the name.
Yes.
So now, As I read this, I wasn't really in like a, special place or anything. I had an open mind, but truthfully, I'm blown away. And I love every little component, and I wrote little question marks, in certain little areas that I want you to highlight for us. But in general, give us, the reason behind writing the book, and then we'll jump into, certain chapters. I'm sure Sherry has some questions as well.
Yeah.
So what motivated you to write a book about, pretty much motivating others to be the best them they could be?
Well, the story behind the book is actually the book was for me. Like I was at a place that I needed to be motivated, and everything that I was getting, I was receiving at the time and putting it all together. By the time I was done, I'm like, God, this can help so many other individuals, And again, God was talking to me first, like, because I was at a place, being a mom, being a wife, and doing all these great things. Sometimes you get a little discouraged. Sometimes you put yourself last. Sometimes, you're the last person to go to bed, the first one to wake up. And sometimes people don't really give you those words of encouragement, like you're doing a great job. And I just realized, we get to a place that it's not just about others. We got to take time out for ourselves. And as moms, that's so important, because we're no good to our family if we can't believe truly in who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was really the real reason why the book was even birthed, and I come across so many individuals that they have so many dreams, so many goals, but they won't pursue it. They just stay in fear. And it's like, what's the problem? Like, I don't believe that I can do it. So that word believe just became so much more stronger. And it was just like, okay, wait. So it was for me, and now it's for everybody else.
Awesome. I'm definitely a student of learning to do things for myself. And I can't even tell you that I'm quite there yet, because when you look at my day, my week, my month, my year, 90 some odd % of it is about others.
Right.
So not good. I kind of do need to balance that. I don't even think I'm at 10% for myself. Really, totally. The scale is definitely on the other end, because I wear so many hats.
Yeah.
So I have to, if we take a piece of the puzzle, a piece, of course, goes towards, my family, my husband, the children. I have my nursing career. I have the city. I have family, friends. And so, I don't even really have time to schedule a massage or facial or, go to a movie and just escape. So we're going to learn how to do more of that, right? Yeah. Okay. So one of the first portion that I thought was, spoke to me in reference to its page. What page is this? The second page, People Hurt. So explain to us that chapter. You called it People Hurt.
So that chapter stemmed from a lot of times when people do things, we think that they're trying to be malicious, right? We think that there's some type of motive behind it, like you're hurting me because. A lot of time people hurt other people because they're hurting. And that's their way of, kind of executing what's going on inside of them. So sometimes it's not intentional. And sometimes they do things, and like when you read a little bit deeper into it, you realize like, okay, so you're acting like this because ... So that's where that chapter stemmed from. And it's like people are hurt, and I come across so many individuals that's in that place. They dress up, they look nice. Yes, they dress up, they look nice, they put on their makeup, they have on all these good things, but inside, deep down inside, there's hurt there. And a lot of times they hurt other people, and I see that. And, sometimes I like to inform others, like, listen, before you jump the gun, before you tell people about themselves, because, you come across those people, like, I'm going to tell her, before you do all that, just take a moment and think, why is that person operating like that? What is the cause behind it?
I thought that was a good place to start too, because before you could even, teach someone about some other ways to motivate them, so you got to kind of go deep and see, okay, what's going on?
You have to.
Are they at a place to even, hear you or listen to you? Last week, we touched a little bit on that, because we talked about domestic violence. Since we're still in October's Domestic Violence Month, and that's what we talked about in reference to, this individual may not even, really be angry with you. It might be they're hurting as well. Yeah. So we talked about not just the victim, but those who are causing the hurt. So you're right. They too, we need to think, how do we help them?
Yeah.
So not only, did we talk about helping the victim, but we also talked about helping them as well. So I love the fact that you started there, because I'm thinking there's things you meant to, peel to get to the core.
because we want, it'd be nice to just come in and be like, hey, believe in yourself, got this out. And that's what I call it, foolishness. We get all of that out. And once we get that out, then you're open up to receive the good, so that's how it works. And even with being a life coach and with my clients, before I go into anything, any form of sessions, we gotta get all of that out first. Once we can get that out, we can focus on the goals. Then we can focus on, what do you want? Where do you want to be? And all those great things. But before that, we gotta get all that out.
Have you ever noticed that there's so many comedians that have a really bad past?
Absolutely.
And
majority of them do.
And the audience is just enjoying the show and they have no clue the pain and hurt behind all of that.
Yep. Coping mechanism, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
So you also went into obstacle to opportunity.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay, so I truly believe that any obstacle that comes up, there's always an opportunity that's there, that's coming next. A lot of times when we encounter certain things, people want to throw in a towel. You're saying like, this is it, I'm done. I don't know why I'm going through this. And a lot of times this, and let's see what we can make the situation better. So when an opportunity does present itself, now you'll be open and ready and willing to take the next step.
I can relate to that. I'm goal oriented. If I have something to get done, I'm going to get it done. And I'm very much of a workaholic. I'll admit that too. So everything that I do, I want to do it well. I want to give 100%. So sad story. I've been fired once in my life, which is yes. Can you believe it? Devastating.
Really?
It truly was, because like I said, I'm like a workaholic. I go above and beyond. So this was at a nursing school many years ago, many. And I was asking, I was called to the office. I thought I was going to be promoted. I promise you.
Oh my God.
That's how crazy this was.
Seasoned,
so then,
I love it.
Yeah. So then when I read the letter, I was like, are you kidding me? So I asked, why? And, the dean at the time said, it's not you, Miss Riggs. It's something more than that. So long story short, turned out to be jealousy. But as devastated as I was, I went home. I was in shock, but I took that situation and started my own tutoring company.
That's it.
And that ended up being one of the best things.
She gave you a gift.
That's it.
But the funny part, years later, she reached out to me to help her get her school off probation.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, that I'm hoping encourages someone to, number one, don't give up and don't let other people define who you are. Yep. Because I could have, stay stagnant.
That's it.
I could have really stayed stagnant from that situation. I'm telling you, that was the one and only time I pray never get fired again.
But think about if you didn't get fired for a second, right?
Yeah.
And then you got that little promotion. Now think about it, right? Oh, we're going to promote you. You're like, yeah, you're all excited. And it's like, you would have just been, okay, maybe here at this level, but getting fired, you kind of like, brush yourself off and you brought it to a whole nother level. Exactly.
And I've been able to help thousands of students pass their NCLEX exam.
Oh my gosh,
so I became an expert at it. So I would really encourage folks, when things like that happen, get fired. Just cry a little, dust yourself off, get in the shower, get dressed, put on some makeup, and figure it out. Yeah. And that's what I did. I build my own curriculum. I end up, just 100% and became an expert. We did an NCLEX class last month.
Oh, yeah.
And we had over 300 students.
Wow.
So I'm telling you, it's one of the best things that at the time you couldn't have convinced me this wasn't a horrible thing that just happened. But, and I look back, it's so funny. When I sat with her, I said, do you know who I am? Because I'm thinking there's no way she knows who I am. Like, I'm the girl, you fired however many years ago. And here I am, ready to rescue her. So I'm like, God, this is funny.
Works in mysterious ways, doesn't he? I love it.
I think we have to go for a break. Yes. Wow, time flies. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have one more minute. When we come back, I want to talk about this little acronym that I'm looking at. It says fear. Okay, because I would have never put those words, with those acronyms. So I'm very excited about that. Miramarians, stay tuned. We'll be right back with the one and only Miss Chanel Fair. You're listening to Committed to Miramar. I'm Commissioner Darlene Riggs. We'll be right back.
Boutique College with focus on entrepreneurship. And bachelor degree programs in business, tourism, and communications and media. Associate degree students develop their business plan while studying at UIC. Dream, learn, and grow. Join now our business incubator. Learn more at unilatina.edu or call 954-607-4344. Unilatina International College with campus in Miramar, Florida is a boutique college with an applied, cutting-edge, holistic education model. Business, tourism, communication students not only develop their field intellectual skills, but are also empowered to become holistic professionals and human beings through yoga, self-empowerment, holistic human development courses, and more. Sign up to become a holistic professional at unilatina.edu or call 954-607-4344.
Committed to Miramar, committed to our community. It's right here in Miramar.
Miramarians, welcome back to Committed to Miramar. I'm Commissioner Darlene Riggs, and I'm here with my co-host, Miss Abden.
Now, for more information, you can email Chanel Fair at gmail.com. That's ChanelLFair at gmail.com. The website is www.ChanelLFair.com. C-O-M.
Excellent. She makes it very easy. Everything is Chanel Fair.
Yes,
Chanel Fair.
Fair.
Got it. Makes it a lot easier. So, Miss Fair, let's get into this lovely acronym, because I could have thought of quite a few things to do with fear, F-E-A-R. Yeah, you came up with false evidence appearing real, or face everything and rise.
Yes. But that's, I won't take all the credit for that. Okay. I won't. That actually I found from an amazing motivational speaker, and from doing my research and constantly reading and listening to audiobooks and just always filling myself up. When I came across that one, I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I couldn't let it go, because I've never heard that also, and I feel like it speaks so much truth, so, and I think it's an amazing acronym. Absolutely.
I would agree. If I had to choose between the two, I love face everything and rise, because running and running and running, eventually, whatever you're running for, probably is going to
you're going to find it, right?
Right. This, on page 7, you mentioned procrastination.
Yes.
Stop procrastinating. I've never had that problem, thank God. If anything, I have the opposite problem, where I can't wait, to get it done, get it off my to-do list, check it off, cross it off. So, but I know some folks out there do have that problem and or that challenge. And even in my children, I'm always thinking about my kids all the time. I have one who I would say is the procrastinator, and I'm always trying to undo that. And I'm like, nope, get it done now. You can't do the last minute thing. So talk to us about, I'm hoping you can motivate folks to just get it done.
So procrastinating, I think a lot of people, I'm going to say, suffer from, because it's horrible, but it stops so many people from moving forward with what they want to do, coming up with some form of excuse or reasons why they can't do it, or just simply being lazy, because that's one of the main reasons. But one of the things that I found out that works with procrastinating is scheduling. So I do have one child of my own out of 4. There's one particular one that I would say would, he likes to take his time on things, and I was like, the way how I broke that, working out, by the way, I'm not going to say it's fully broken and gone, but one of the ways is putting him on a schedule. Everyone else can operate differently, but for him, I'm like, okay, let's do a checklist. You can do this once this checklist is done. And when you see kids, because they're so pure at heart, like when they do things, unfortunately, if adults did the same thing, it would actually work, So that's how we have like our to-do list and different things like that. And with a to-do list, it's like you can go through and, schedule your day. And once you schedule it out, like I don't have fun until I complete this first. So that's what helped me. And also with some of my clients, that's what I do with them to kind of get them going. You reward yourself once you have completed this, because we like to reward each other, reward before you get it done. And it's like, no, let's do this first. And once you're done, then we do that. And
I do that with mine too.
Works.
And it does work beautifully, right? Because I make them prioritize as well. So let's take a look at this list and what's the most, pressing thing right now.
Yes.
Because I have to do the same thing, because once you have all these different hats and different things coming at you at different directions, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll make my to-do list and I'll put a star next to the one that I have to get done now.
Yes.
Okay. And then the rest can wait. So frequently I find myself having to teach him to do that. Okay, you're behind. So now that you're behind, let's...
Yes, but it's true. It's true.
I really believe in to-do lists. Especially for me, as things cross my mind, I jot them down and I cross them off.
Immediately. Or if you have to, you're super busy. I know, right? So when you get a lot of things that come up or meetings or people say, oh, call me at 4 or this or that, a lot of times you just be like, okay, we'll do it. But in actuality, if you at that moment just plug it into your calendar, just do these little things and it would help life be so much easier.
I've gotten into the habit of doing that, and I'll tell people, wait a minute, if I don't put it on the calendar or on the schedule, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Exactly.
I ran into someone the other day. Oh, I'll see you. This was a Saturday. I'll see you on Monday. I'm like, why?
For what?
Let me check my calendar. And sure enough, she wasn't on there. I said, text me about that, because you're not on here, so you would not see me on Monday.
Exactly.
No, because I get up, I do a whole, like months look ahead, then I do weeks, but every day I do a look, because I have to know what's on here so I know how to dress.
Right.
Yes. And I love when I don't have to dress up. So I'll look and be like, okay, yep, scrub today. But then when I see I have to dress up, I'm like, you see what heels are comfortable?
Yes.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm like, I have these Michael Kors that I'm still training in order to wear them. They're gorgeous though, but I'm not there yet. Like I can't wear.
I love it. I love it. You're training. I love how you say
I'm training to wear those.
We call it breaking into,
Yeah. Sometimes I'll put on these shoes and I'm like, I want to have a good day. I'm taking these off. Let me find something else that's just
trust me. I know. Like I have on my baby heels. That's what I call them. Like the one with the short heels. Oh, I call those baby heels. If I'm going to have a long day and I know I'm going to be out just for more than 10 hours, I'm like, I'm putting on a baby heel. Yeah. But I love heels though. That's the thing. Like I love it.
I think it does make a difference. It builds confidence. Yeah. There's something about it. I love boots too. When I have, there's something about the boot. You feel like you could take some booty.
Yes.
When you have some nice boots on, really.
Yourself a little bit. You're like, yes, I'm here.
You walk differently.
You walk into a room and something important.
Yes. That's it.
They're going to judge you. Is she weak? Is she strong?
It does make a difference.
And like power colors.
I love
power colors.
Power colors are good. Yes.
Look at me. I'm here. Don't mess with me.
But my power color is black. So when I wear black, I think I'm fine, but so that's today. I just want you guys to know.
Well, I hear my color's pink, so I have to go get a whole lot of pink stuff.
Now, what are some of the challenges you've encountered?
From which aspect? Because it can come from all different areas.
Well, which one sticks in your mind?
Let's see.
Something that you really had to think about or push yourself.
That's a good question. Let me think.
Maybe balancing the family, and
that was one of that to me.
Yeah, I have to prioritize that too. That's what it is for me as well. So, being a godly woman, that's first. Then the family with my husband and my children. Yeah. I would have to say the city of Miramar is next underneath that. Miramarians, you're right underneath that family. So component of it, which is how it should be. That's how I believe it should be. Yeah. And I'm sure Miramarians appreciate that too, because I need to make sure my family's whole and they're, doing well. Then my focus is truly on my responsibility for the beautiful city of Miramar. So, And sometimes I have to put on my heels and kick some booty for Miramarian. So hey,
you got to go out and boss up
those days, right? And get it done. So I'm sure they appreciate that too. Yeah. So folks are gonna see us now. They're going, she has heels on, she has boots,
bossing up today.
It's butt kicking day. Yep. No, not necessarily. That's funny. We are so off topic.
I know. Oh my God. So you were asking, yes, I think balancing the work life and business and all those great things and family. And family including, because, husband, he has his own, and then children has their own, and everybody wants your undivided attention. And sometimes it's hard. So for example, this past weekend, I had a very busy weekend. One day I'm doing 4 or 5 different events, different locations. So the following weekend, I have to say, okay, I'm taking a weekend off. I have to really focus on family. I have to really, dive in. And I think that's important, is balance. And that's a challenge for me. But at the same time, I feel like I'm at a place that I'm mastering it now, which is good. So I'm excited about that.
That's great.
It's important too. And I do give kudos to our families for pretty much doing this type of life with us, because I tell my kids it's seasonal. Yeah. Some weeks are crazy. Other weeks there's not much going on, and we pack things into the schedule, back to back. Movie nights, going out of town or something. So it's seasonal for us.
And our movie nights are very serious in my house. I just want you to know. Listen, no phones. If my husband see me take the phone up and the movie's about to start, he will pause the movie and he's looking at me and I'm like, okay.
Oh, my son. My 14-year-old mom, really? Yes? Really? You should be ashamed of yourself. Really? So I'm like, I just closed it and put it away. Yeah. I'm like, okay, you're right. Yeah, how funny.
I know, it's so true.
Totally shamed me into that last movie, girl.
Okay, I'm ready to watch the movie.
Right, because he's like, Mom, shouldn't you be an example? I'm like, really? No, he used something. I'm telling you, I got shamed. I didn't even say a word. I just closed it. I'm like, you know what? Yep. I was totally guilty.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that is crazy.
We take that seriously in my house too. I started keeping a calendar of whose turn it is.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been cheated out of my turn. I have.
So hold on. You guys take turns in
deciding.
Really? Aren't you lucky?
I always pick the romantic, especially this season with Lifetime and Hallmark.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
No, Mom, no. Make sure there's no kissing in it. I'm like, really? Listen. I said, first of all, just about every movie has kissing. So you're out of luck.
No, it's so hard for me to get a romantic movie up. And I think it's my husband who's number one. He's like, we need some action. And I'm like,
right, no, Michaela and I are numbered. It's 2 girls against 4 boys.
Well, we're even. So we have 3 boys, 3 girls, So with the 4 kids and me and my husband, so we're even. However, for some reason, they always seem to win. I'm trying to figure out how is that?
No, Michaela and I usually win. Oh yeah, I teach her well.
For you, because you need to teach us. Because I'm telling you,
no, we do everything. Yeah, we hit below the belt. Yeah, I'm terrible. I do. She's like, Mom, because we have a password. Girls rule, boys drool.
Yes.
You're not getting into any room without knowing the password.
That's right. That's girl power right there. I love it.
Yes, and that's what she's like, Mom. Okay, she came to me the other day, Mom, I'll tell you a secret. I'm not supposed to tell you, but I'm going to tell you because girls rule, girl power, right?
I love it. I love it.
So you got to come over so we can teach you.
Please.
Oh yeah, we're outnumbered, but we always win.
Good. No, we don't. We don't. I realize it's been a lot of action movies going on, during movie night. A whole lot. Too many, I should say.
I tried to take over Daniel's turn because he's only 3. Like, then can Mommy have your turn?
Yes, I'll give you some cookies.
Oh yeah, yes, Mommy.
Oh, that's so cute.
One day, I know we have a 2 break in 2 minutes. Funny story. So I broke a bottle in the garage one day, and my husband didn't know who broke the bottle, so he blamed Michael and Gabriel, the 2 oldest ones. So when I got home, they were telling me, I said, well, I broke the bottle. I got distracted and didn't get a chance to clean it up. So then they're like, Mom, you're the guilty one. So we had family court. Guess who the judge was? My daughter, Michaela. So, Mom, not guilty. Bang, I was off. I was like, thank you, baby. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Awesome. Wow.
And nobody would represent me. So I had to represent myself.
It'd be like that.
Because the only other girl was the judge.
That's it. And it's fine because the judge rules.
But they didn't know what they were doing, making Michaela the judge.
That is funny. I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I hope
time
there's
for a
no
break,
kids listening.
We're bad, right? Oh my goodness. You're listening to Committed to Miramar. I'm Commissioner Darlene Riggs. We'll be right back.
Committed to Miramar, committed to our community. It's right here in Miramar.
Uni Latina International College with a campus in Miramar, Florida, is a boutique college with an applied, cutting-edge holistic education model. Business, tourism, and communication students not only develop their field intellectual skills, but also are empowered to become holistic professionals through yoga, self-empowerment, Tai Chi courses, and more. Sign up to become a holistic professional at unilatina.edu or call 954-607-4344.
Committed to Miramar, live, work, and play. It's right here in Miramar.
Uni Latina International College offers an English as a second language program for international students. UIC's high qualified ESL teachers help students develop and master the English speaking and comprehension skills needed for both work and pleasure. Our ESL program also focuses on cultural adaptation through fun field trips and cultural experiences. Start your journey today at unilatina.edu/ESL or call 954-607-4344.
Committed to Miramar, live, work, and play. It's right here in Miramar.
It sure is right here in Miramar, and so are we. I'm Commissioner Darlene Riggs. Welcome back to Committed to Miramar, and we're going to pick up. Well, we're going to get back on track.
I know.
We totally deviated earlier, but that was so much fun.
I loved it.
Now, you said stop being basic.
Yes.
You know, I 100% agree with you. I don't want to use the word mediocre, but I think when you're basic, it's not, it's mediocre. It's
we
not,
can use that word, definitely.
Yeah, it's not your best. I'm one of those, and my children could tell you this. I'll start this sentence and they can finish it. Do it right the first time. Yes. I tell them, do the best you can and drop the mic.
That's it.
Okay?
Yep. That's it.
Give it everything you've got. That way you have no regrets because you can't go back and say, I wish I had done it this way. I wish, nope. Get up and get dressed and
do it.
And do it.
Yeah.
My kids do tennis and I love tennis too. That's one of my favorite sports. And sometimes, I'll go on the, court and coach will, because like if I don't go for a few weeks, he's thinking, I'm starting all over. And same thing for me. I'm thinking, you know what? I haven't been on the court in months and months. I'm probably going to have, but it's so crazy. During those time is when I do the best because I'm like, listen, I'm going to leave it here. And sometimes coach like, whoa, are you angry at someone? No, I'm just giving you a life. God, bring it.
Yes.
Don't hold back either just because you're the coach.
Yeah.
So I do believe in doing the very best you can with whatever it is that you find yourself doing.
Absolutely.
And for me, although, we have bosses, I work for someone, I work for residents, I have a president at my school that I direct nursing at. I have, bosses and supervisors. But although I work for them, I don't work for them type of thing. Because whether you're here or not here, I'm going to do the best I can and move forward. So I operate that way. And so I can say I don't have, that concern with being basic, but I would encourage whoever has that that concern where they find whatever that they're doing that they feel like they could do better, what is it that we can add to it to get them to not be basic?
Well, first and foremost, I think with the being basic part, it goes back to what they've heard about themselves, right? So if someone have told you, you don't look good, then you start to believe it, right?
Yeah.
And then it kind of trickles and it keeps going, and it usually stems from childhood, right? This is why it's important for parents to encourage, their children and teachers to encourage the children so they can start believing. And then from there, they would now start thinking, okay, if I'm getting a little jumbled because this is a little touchy for me because I really feel strongly about not living a mediocre life. Like, I feel like God created you for something amazing. Like, if so, then you would have never been here. You know what I'm saying? So you got to step out and believe that you're worth that. And see, a lot of times I feel like individual standards are not high enough.
Right.
You know, so they kind of take what they get. And you get that because that's kind of where your standards are. You know, raise your standards, start treating yourself how you want others to treat you. And then that would stop you from being that mediocre individual.
Absolutely. I think there's two components to that too, being basic. Number one, I think fear might play a major role to that, where, that's life, stepping into something new. Fear of being ridiculed, fear of failing. There's so much fear out there, but I'd rather take that step and learn.
Yes.
You know, even if you fail at that or lose, for the lack of a better word, but at least you know. And then if next time when the opportunity presents itself, you have to learn that lesson so that, you know, next time you will win.
Yes.
So because we have kids, we find ourselves teaching that, you know, on a regular where, okay, you might have lost this. And my second son is very competitive. He hates losing.
Yeah.
Absolutely hates it. Gets very, you know, angry and
Upset,
depressed,
right?
and very upset. And I've had to teach him, well, what did you learn so that you can do better next time? Because you're not going to be born being able to do, because just the other day, him and his older brother were having a match in tennis, and he lost. So I'm like, first of all, you know, your older brother's older brother. He has, you know, a little bit more skills and you're still learning. But I said, what did you learn so that next time, you know, you can win? So that's really something that he needs to take away. Well, number one, don't be afraid to do it again.
Yes.
Okay. But what is it that you're going to do to better yourself? You know, I said, do you want me to go and practice with you? I can teach you a couple of things. So that's something folks need to do. Another component of that, I think, is your next point, not comparing yourself to others. So I might have seen you do something. I want to do it, but I may have a little bit of extra talent where I can put a little flavor into it and do it even better. So although, you know, I like to say, do you? And whenever somebody hurt me or do something I don't like, or I don't do the revenge thing, it is just not my thing. I just do me, you know, and I've seen so often in life where I was bullied when I went to school. And now who knew that in the city school that I was bullied and that I would be one of the commissioners, one of the leading. So you know what I mean? It's like, do you? You know, and amazingly, I ran into some of those folks.
I'm pretty sure you did. And they're probably like, what can you help? No, you bullied me back in the day.
No, and I do it with all my heart. And that's the thing too. And I've had situations where I've had to be the bigger person. I remember forever ago, before I got into nursing, I worked at an insurance agency in Miramar. I've done everything in Miramar. So I remember there was a lady, I went to her store to have my nephew get a haircut, and she was extremely nasty, just rude. And I'm thinking, wow, how do you stay in business? That was a weekend. That was a Saturday. Monday, who walks through the insurance agency looking for help with her tag and everything? This very same lady. And I was like, isn't life funny? But you know, I was extra nice to her.
I do that.
Extra.
It's like you throw that extra. You like they call that kill them with kindness.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And that's how it should be, because I'm hoping that I might have changed, because she knew I might have changed her mind. And you know, and because why should we? And I'm like, but that'll me be a bigger person. Teach her back to comparing yourself with others.
They get so nervous, like, oh no, I don't have everything all together. I don't really know what I'm doing. You know, and I'm like, what are you waiting on? Do you wait? Like, you get in your car, you turn it on, you wait till all the lights turn green to drive? No, you may stop here, stop there. And that's how a lot of getting you got to turn on the ignition and you have to drive. And that's what all lights green. I'm like, all lights green is about, because we have to get to a place that we don't wait until everything's perfect. That doesn't exist. Everything being perfect, and so that I have to like push and say, let's do it. Have all the tools that you need, and even if you don't have it, you will get it.
And sometimes you just got to motivate yourself. Well, because who's born having it all together? Nobody. You may be like, oh goodness gracious! If I didn't in time, I didn't. And the boys hated. No, mommy, not that. But I do agree with you. Yes, let go of people that have hurt you.
Yes,
let go of the fear. We do need to let it go, because, and then sometimes it will reappear.
It does reappear, and it may not reappear in the setting that you think it will. It will come from a different place, but it's going to resurface back.
Yeah, sometimes we're the one torturing ourselves. Okay, and the other person let go a long time ago.
Listen, living a fabulous life. I remember when. I see it all the time, and it's like if you just let that person go, and further in the book I talk about forgiving yourself also, right? Because so not only do you let it go, but forgive yourself from that hurt, that pain, that person did, and for you, I apologize for even putting myself in that or through that, because you could have gotten warning. Somebody could have said, don't do it, and you did it anyways and got hurt. Forgive yourself and let it go and move on, because it's really all about healing. And again, like I said, we're not perfect, and a lot of times we beat ourselves up. Because I'm that type of person. I want everything to be done this way, that way, and I'm self-driven. I'm motivated. I don't need you to tell me. I can do it myself. Yeah, in a perfect world. But there are times that we get to a place and we're like, man, I don't even know what I'm doing. And it's okay. It's okay to be real with your situation. And that's what I've learned. Even when it comes to motherhood, with being a wife, being a business owner. Not everything and it's okay to seek counsel.
And even learning from the children. So often I learned from them. Michael, my oldest one, mom, let me teach you something. I'm like, alrighty then. I'm like, I'm listening. And earlier you mentioned with him, sometimes he'll bring something up. I'm like, Michael, I done moved on. You need to move on too.
Yes, I'm over it.
Big
so
time.
You need to get over it also.
So sometimes I teach him. Sometimes I'm like, come on, let me teach you something.
That's right.
It's over. He learns that from me, because I'll be like, come, let me teach you something. And he'll do the same thing. Mom, let me teach you something. You're like, really? I can't blame him. Yeah. He
I wonder where he gets that from.
I heard Daniel say it the other day.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he's 3. And I'm like, mom, let me teach you something. Really? You're 3?
Yeah, my 2-year-old does that. But her thing is, really, mommy? Really?
Let me show you.
You serious? I'm like, do you even know what serious means? Like, what? Like, 2? Yeah.
My daughter, mom, let me show you.
They always trying to tell us something, and I'm like, okay. But I do learn from my kids, though. I really do, and I always look at like the pureness that they have in their hearts, because they're so quick to forgive, And as adults, we're not like that.
No.
We're going on months and years, and I can't believe my dad did that, and your dad's like, whatever. But children, you would reprimand them at that moment, discipline them at that moment, and like 10
minutes, I love you, mommy.
They're like, mommy, you're so beautiful, and I'm like, you think so? Because
I've done the same thing. Like,
and
really?
I take that, and I appreciate that, and they teach me to do the same thing. And I'm like, you know what? If I can just go through life with just this amazing gratitude, where would I be?
No, as they get older, when they compliment you like that, they're looking for something. No. It's pure when they're young. And, yeah, the 3-year-old, the 5-year-old, mommy, you're beautiful, I love you. But the 14-year-old, I'm like, what do you want?
Yeah, no, my 4-year-old, he would say, "Mommy, your hair is so pretty. Can I have cookies?" Wait, you can't put it all in the same sentence. Your dad should have taught you to just separate it a little bit. Like,
wait, one minute in between.
No, he does it all in.
That way I might believe you.
Yeah, you're using me. I want you to know.
Oh no, Daniel! It's like every time we're about to go for a break, a story comes to my mind. Hang on, Marcella. So I'm rushing, right? I'm rushing one morning, going down the stairs, and we don't allow food upstairs. There's reasons for that. So I'm going down the stairs, and Daniel, 3 years old, was he even 3 yet? Coming up the stairs, and he has these pancakes behind his back, on a plate behind his back, and we're about to cross each other. Oh, good morning, Mom. You look beautiful. Okay, bye. And I'm like, I'm beautiful. But I was beautiful. I got bamboozled. Sometimes you need to hear it. Good morning, Mom. You look beautiful. Okay, bye. So I went downstairs. I told my husband, I'm like, listen, I gotta go. I'm running late. Daniel told me I'm beautiful. I know he bamboozled me. He's going upstairs with the pancakes. Okay, bye. Yeah.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
That was me. Yeah, I'm like, oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But he was trying to sneak some pancakes upstairs.
But I love how you processed it, though.
I did. Yeah, he couldn't get one of me, but I was still hung up on your beautiful mommy. Yeah, the rest was like, okay, I'll handle that later. Oh my goodness, Miramarians. Stay with us. I'm Commissioner Darlene Riggs. You're listening to Committed to Miramar. We'll be right back. Committed to Miramar is a weekly radio talk show hosted by Commissioner Darlene Riggs and longtime Miramarian Sherry Abden. The purpose of Committed to Miramar is to keep you in tune with what's happening in the beautiful city of Miramar, covering topics from healthcare, entertainment, employment, to education, politics, and much more. Tune in every Wednesday at 5 p.m. to Radio Unilatina USA. Use hashtag Committed to Miramar.
Unilatina International College with campus in Miramar, Florida is a boutique college with focus on entrepreneurship. UIC offers associate and bachelor degree programs in business, tourism, and communications and media. Associate degree students develop their business plan while studying at UIC. Dream, learn, and grow. Join now our business incubator. Learn more at unilatina.edu or call 954-607-4344.
Committed to Miramar, live, work, and play. It's right here in Miramar.
Committed to Miramar, live, work, and play. It's right here in Miramar.
Welcome back, everyone. And we're going to continue on with our guest and her wonderful book. And one of the questions I wanted to find out from her is, what area do you lack in confidence?
You guys go with these hard questions. Like, I help other people with their confidence. I don't have anything. Let me think.
What about when you were doing your book? Did anyone ever say to you, I don't think this is going to work? You know, maybe come back to us when you do another.
Actually, yes. Funny enough, that did happen. And I don't know. It kind of, I didn't even let it process like that. I just felt like, oh, whatever.
Next.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the Scorpio that's in me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? No way. But I'm not going to sit here and say I don't, have an area that I'm not confident in. But it's very rare. Like, cause I'm a go-getter, man. Like, if I want it, I'm getting it, and I don't let nothing stop me.
So you have the confidence.
I do. I do.
So then what would you say is the most important thing to you, and why?
The most important thing is my family.
Of course.
My family, absolutely. My husband, my children, number one. They come first. This is why I do what I do. This is why I get up every day. They're my why. That's my why. Why I do everything.
I like that. And you love receiving compliments from them.
I do. And you know, it's funny. Okay, so I teach my kids about affirmations, right? And I also have my own affirmations that I do. And I'm very strong on affirmations because mindset is very important, right? So I've gotten to a place that I will compliment myself. I don't wait for anyone else to do that, because if you're waiting for someone else to tell you how beautiful you are, you can be waiting a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, so I teach my children that as well. So they have their own affirmations that they do. And I feel like that's also extremely important. So going back to the confidence side, that confidence I had to build, you know, and build and get it to a place that now I feel like, hey, if I come across someone that says, oh, Shana, I don't really like your shoes. Oh, that sounds personal. You know, I'm not taking it to heart. I'm not taking it all the way in. You know, it's just, okay, that's fine. And you kind of go on with life, you know?
You know, that's funny because I think this is an area that I need to work on, receiving compliments. Not very good with that. And I think that not being able to always receive the compliments, because it makes me a bit uncomfortable at times.
I know.
And therefore, I'm not very good at giving the compliments. I may look at you and love the lipstick, and it takes me a while
say anything. You're one of those women?
I am. I've done that. Much better at it, but that is definitely an area that I'm working on.
Okay, so the way how you start working on that area is first and foremost, just give it. Even if you don't even process it. Like I compliment without even knowing that I'm complimenting, because I instilled that within myself. Like I grew up, you know, with my sisters and brothers. Complimenting wasn't really the number one thing they wanted to do, you know? So I just took it upon myself to say, you look nice today. Like I compliment. If you're in my presence, I'm complimenting you some way, somehow, because it goes back to, you don't know what that person have encountered. You don't know what they've been through. And my compliment can change something. It can make them smile. And I feel like my job here is to shine some kind of light on your situation. So I don't see compliments as just a regular, you know, I really have to like everything, but I just want to make you feel good. I think that would, you know,
absolutely.
Yeah. And then even with receiving compliments.
You took the question right out of my mouth.
Yes.
How do you do it? Right. How do you deal with that part? Because I think I need to work on that.
Okay. So first, all right. So what I get, or what I hear a lot of women say, like you'll say, oh my gosh, your dress is so pretty. Thing I got it from so-and-so. They're telling you how much it costs. I only paid this and
just
that.
receive it, huh?
Listen,
just receive the
just say thank you. That is it.
I'm working on
We didn't ask you any of that. We just want to provide you with some type of light. You look beautiful. Your dress is nice. Just say thank you and literally receive it. Now, and I teach that. Don't respond. You don't have to compliment back just because you feel bad, because that's another thing too, right? Like, I like your dress, and then I'm glancing up and down. And it's okay to say, and I say thank you, and I keep moving because I received it, you know?
Now, the complimenting part, does that include men? Or do you compliment more to women?
I compliment mostly women. Okay. And the reason why, because as a married woman, you don't want a man to take it the wrong way. You know, like you're kind of just like, she likes me. Like, hold on, wait, no, I don't. However, if I have a friend or someone that I'm constantly, you know, in contact with, I won't mind, you know, throwing a compliment here or there, you know, because again, sometimes men, they haven't heard it in years.
Exactly. And I tend to compliment men a lot.
I bet you do. Look at you. Look, I bet.
But now being with the city, I'm like a little careful.
Right.
I think to myself, I'm not going to let the system change me.
No, and don't be true to who you are. And if that, because listen, when I compliment other people,
Riggs, you're going to hear sexual harassment.
But no, complimenting, you know, I think goes such a long way, and it's deeper than what we think, you know. And I love to see when people smile. Like if I can make you smile, I'm gonna walk away feeling good. Like when I compliment someone else, I feel good about myself, even if I didn't get a compliment. And that's where I feel like, think about it, you know, a woman of power, right? If you compliment someone, didn't that sound so good? Look at that.
Thank you. See, I learned already. I'm a quick learner. Thank you.
You know, if you compliment someone, imagine how that person would feel. Like, thank you. Like, that came from the commissioner. That means I'm doing something, you know, and that would just lighten someone's day. You know, you're just walking around like, oh, whatever, you know, but
I'll practice more.
I'm telling you, just do it and it will make you feel so good about yourself. And then you'll see the compliments come back around.
Lesson for me today.
Yes, I got a couple of them, girl. Keep them coming. Come on.
Oh, I love you. You know, I'm jumping around in the book a little bit because I think we have about 10 minutes. I want to jump into the section where you say, you talk about how to handle negative people because that is so real. We're talking about, you know, complimenting one each other. That is so positive. But sometimes we encounter the Debbie Downers. For the lack of a better word.
Oh, well, I see them all the time, for the record. However, any person that's in your circle that's negative, like, okay, first and foremost, if you're in a circle of individuals and you're the only positive one that's there, get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
Now, get out, go run, do what you have to do. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Right? So the way how you deal with negative people is, again, it goes back to hurting people hurt people. So they're negative for a reason. You know, when you come across people that say you can't do that, that's because somebody told them they can't do it. You know, and instead of me dishing out something negative back to them, again, I'm going to shine some light. You think so? Wow. You know, I really think I can do it, but thanks. And
See, you're so nice. I just come right out and say, I don't believe you. I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. I don't know.
Sometimes, you know, I want to be the light, you know, meaning like I want to shine some light on the situation. And if you feel that way, that's fine, but it's personal. But just because you feel that way, that doesn't mean that that's what's going on in my world.
She's so sweet about it. I've come right out and tell something just came to my mind. I've come right out and told folks that is bad advice. You just gave me bad advice. No, I've said that. Yeah, because at the moment I'm like thinking, wow, that is horrible advice. This is going to cause trouble, strife, enemies. I'm like, I will not do that.
So in return, I would do the watch me do it. So now that I know you think I can't do it, everything in my power is going to make me get it done. And then I want to see your face when it's done. Like, okay, for example, I had a young lady that she's been writing a book, right? And this is like some time ago, and I just thought about writing a book, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I really want to do it. And she looked at me like, it's not easy, Chanel. If so, you would have gotten it done. And I was like, oh, wow. So guess what? I got it done. And then when I got it done, I was like, hey, I wrote my but I just shine the light, but I do it in a fun way, and I walk away having fun, like, okay, you know, so to each his own. That's that's it. And that's some honesty there, you know, and I wish people would just, before you dish out all this negative, you know, just whatever, just take a moment and look from that person's perspective. You know, why would I tell you you can't do something? What if that was your dreams? I just completely shattered. Just those words. Words are so powerful. Absolutely. So we got to be careful of what we say out of our mouth and what we say to other people. Because some people literally take it in and go home and say, you know what? I'm not going to write this book because that person said it's too hard.
You got to consider the source.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's true too.
Yep.
Question. The book is very faith-based.
Yes, it is.
What advice do you have for those who don't share the same faith?
I believe that, well, again, it's called believe in yourself, right? So regardless of what faith you're in, you know,
I can relate, but not everybody may be able to relate.
Yes. And what's funny is I had an individual who is actually of a different religion and read the book and thought the book was amazing, regardless of, because they know that there is some form of a higher power there, regardless of what you call it or what you think, you know, who it is, you know that there's something greater than us. You know, so with that being said, take what you need, you know, like whatever you need, you take that and you keep pushing. You don't have to literally take every word for word. You know, maybe everything that's not applied to your situation, but go to the parts that you need and take that and do what you got to do. Because the whole goal is manifesting your best life and fulfilling what you want out of life. You know, so getting extremely technical and say, I don't believe it. That's fine. Take what you need and keep pushing. And that's it.
Awesome. So it can, everybody, right? Every faith, every woman,
absolutely,
every part of life. I love that. I also love the clutter to clarity.
Yes.
Really. I've had to do that in the past. Yeah, guilty. And I think especially mentally, and that's an ongoing process because you find stuff, just fill it. And again, you have to make a list and prioritize it and just get, and that's in the finances, that's physical.
All areas.
The clutter is real. It really is real. And we're not talking, just physical clutter.
No, because, okay, so I do a lot of reading. As an author, reading is very important to me and in researching. So when it comes to clutter, right, your space usually determines what's going on in your mind. So if you go home and you realize it's a little chaotic, that's kind of where you are mentally, and clutter can fill up anywhere in any area. And it's not physical, it's mental. It can go from any aspects. And one of the main things that I teach is that you want to remember earlier we were talking about getting it all out, right? So an area that's therapeutic is journaling.
Yes.
If mentally you feel like you're coming across a lot of clutter, journal. Write it, get it out. Because once you get it out, it's all on paper. Now you have an area to receive. Now you can see things. You can map it out. You can say, okay, maybe I should start here and do this. But journaling is extremely important to get over the mental clutter.
I agree.
And I break down mental clutter, physical clutter. I break it all down because from all aspects, we can overcome, the clutter that's in our lives.
Absolutely. And again, Miss, you know what? Let's give you about 30 seconds for your last words. And then I want, before you do that, I want to let folks know, believe in yourself, manifest the best you. You can check out the website, chanelfair.com, or you can email her at chanelfair@gmail. And let me give you your number real quick.
Yes.
954-954-9946. That's unique. So it's not a mistake. It's
908.
908-9946.
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, wait, who numbers that? No, I'm kidding.
954 908-9946. Perfect. So, ladies, Miramarians, go out there, grab this book, and believe in yourself. I loved it. It absolutely impacted my life. So thank you for sharing. Any last words?
Like the book says, just, God already gave you the vision. You just have to believe enough in yourself to execute it. So just take it and do what you have to do and live your best life. That's why we're here. We want to live a fulfilled life. We don't want to be mediocre.
That's true.
So my suggestion to you is not to be mediocre. Be that best person or that best version of you that you can be.
And there's room enough and enough going on, enough we can invent for us to all be unique and fulfill our purpose.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for being with us. I had so much fun. Miramarians, Chanel Fair, you're listening to Committed to Miramar. We'll see you next time.
Committed to Miramar. Live, work, and play. It's right here in Miramar.